In terms of there's a difference who I'd want to and who I think might. I think despite the fact that Ireland beat South Africa are going to be still tough to beat. But France at home, incredibly tough to beat if Dupont comes back. But on their day, I think England can beat anybody. So it's fascinating from that point of view.
But you just look, Ireland are the form team, but they're looking like they've never got out of the quarterfinals. They have a team that can do that, but they're playing the All Blacks. The All Blacks, it's only one game. All it takes is one game. Whoever comes out of that All Black Ireland game and the France South Africa game, it's going to come out of whoever gets through, because it's the harder side of the draw. But if they come through that, they'll win it.
Certainly, that Ireland South Africa game was at a different level, and I think that was a clear indicator of where the game's going, for one, and two, where the form horse is. But again, I heard Pat again mention it before, and we were chatting about it. Is you wouldn't bet against the Kiwis either, who've sort of flown under the radar a little bit thus far. I'd love to see Fiji win it, or clearly as an Englishman, I'd like England to win it. But as a rugby fan and to grow the sport, I'd love to see their style of play and that nation who've added so much to the global scene. I'd like to see them do well and do something extraordinary.
Just because I'm English, I'm going to go England. My number two, I think if it's not England, I'm going to go South Africa. Dark horse, Fiji.
But I honestly think England are sneaking along really nicely. And they've got a team that can win big games against big nations, and they've got a nice little run in, and I'm finding that quite exciting. So I think they can win it.
I think if South Africa and Ireland go through to the quarterfinals, play New Zealand or France, I think Scotland still have got something to say in that game against Ireland. So whoever comes through and can handle the pressure, and then the other side of the draw, England have got a chance, Wales have got a chance, maybe Fiji gets to a semi-final.
I think South Africa will win it. I think that Ireland game will probably do them good. I thought that was a brilliant game of rugby, but I think probably they've got a little bit more in the tank. I actually think England and Wales will get to the semi-finals, and once you're in the semi-final, you've only got to win that game and you're in the final. So I think it bodes well for England and Wales.
I think the Ireland-South Africa game was a real standout. I think Fiji have been really enjoyable to watch, the style and the way that they approach. But I think what we saw on Saturday night between Ireland and South Africa was probably the standout game, and it wouldn't surprise me to see them play against each other. I think it's good for the Premiership that England have started the campaign well, got some momentum now, so that'll be good for them heading into the quarterfinals. Obviously very disappointing as an Australian to see the Wallabies not perform at the level that they'd want to perform at, but it's still a tough competition. I mean, can France win it? 100% they can. Ireland, South Africa, the All Blacks are still there or thereabouts. So it's going to be a really interesting couple of weeks.